Have you ever felt like someone wasn't entirely honest with you, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why? Maybe it was a gut feeling, a subtle inconsistency in their words, or just the way they avoided eye contact at the right moment. The truth is, deception isn't always obvious. It can be subtle, insidious, and by the time you realize it, you might have already been manipulated, betrayed, or taken advantage of. Everyone has been lied to at some point, whether it was a small, seemingly harmless lie or a life-altering betrayal. But what if you could spot these untrustworthy people before they had the chance to deceive you? Former FBI Special Agent Robin Drake spent 21 years studying human behavior, analyzing the subtle yet undeniable red flags that reveal a dishonest person. In this video, you'll learn how to identify these warning signs before it's too late. What are the signs that someone is lying to you? Why do some people manipulate and deceive? How can you protect yourself from dishonest and toxic individuals? The truth is, you can't change a liar's nature, but you can learn to recognize them and protect yourself. So, pay attention, because what you're about to learn could save you from heartbreak, betrayal, and manipulation. They have inconsistencies in their stories. Have you ever listened to someone tell a story, only to hear them tell it again later, with different details? Maybe one day, they say they were at a coffee shop at noon, and the next time, they claim they were home all day. Or maybe they said they got a promotion last month, but now they're telling someone else that it happened last week. Why does this happen? The truth is simple, the human brain struggles to keep track of lies. When we recall real experiences, the details are solid and consistent. But when someone fabricates a story, they have to construct it in their mind, and with time, those constructed details start to shift. They might forget what they originally said, leading to contradictions that can expose their dishonesty. Let me give you a real-life example. A colleague at work always had dramatic stories about their weekend. One day, they told me they had gone on a spontaneous road trip with friends. A few days later, I heard them telling someone else that they had spent the weekend at home, catching up on sleep. The details didn't match. When I asked about it, they laughed it off, saying they forgot. This is a classic sign of deception. The inconsistencies may seem small, but when you start paying attention, you'll notice a pattern. What should you do when you spot this behavior? Stay observant, take mental notes of what they say and compare their versions over time. Ask clarifying questions. A liar will often struggle to keep their details straight under subtle scrutiny. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. People who are honest don't need to remember the truth, it's simply there. Dishonest people often rely on your inattention to get away with their lies. But once you start noticing the inconsistencies, you'll see the truth hidden in plain sight. They make promises but never follow through. Have you ever met someone who always promises the world but never delivers? Maybe it's a business partner who keeps postponing a payment. First, it's Monday, then Wednesday, then Friday, but the money never arrives. Or a friend who keeps saying they'll help you move, but on the day, they're suddenly busy. At first, you might give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they really had an emergency. Maybe they just forgot. But then, it keeps happening. Over and over again. This isn't forgetfulness. This is a pattern of dishonesty. Why do dishonest people do this? People who make false promises use words as a weapon, a way to cover up their lack of action. They want to seem reliable without actually being reliable. Their goal? To buy time. To manipulate. To keep control. A dishonest person understands that empty promises keep you hopeful. You keep waiting, you keep trusting, and in the meantime, they get what they want. Think about it. If a business partner keeps delaying payment, they're keeping their cash flow while you suffer. If a friend keeps saying they'll help but never does, they're using you while giving nothing in return. If a romantic partner keeps promising change but never follows through, they're stringing you along, keeping you emotionally invested without actually improving anything. How do you protect yourself? Watch for patterns. One broken promise can be an accident. Repeated broken promises are a red flag. Hold them accountable. Instead of accepting excuses, set firm deadlines and demand results. Detach from their words, focus on actions. Ask yourself, are they actually doing what they said they would do? If not, stop believing them. Dishonest people love to talk. But the truth? Honest people don't just talk. They act. They avoid eye contact, or stare too intensely. When someone lies, their body often betrays them before their words do. FBI research has shown that dishonest people tend to display extreme eye contact behaviors. Some avoid eye contact entirely, while others lock eyes with you, staring intensely to manipulate your emotions. Let's break this down. 1. The avoiders. Some people struggle to maintain eye contact when they lie. Why? Because deep down, they feel guilty. Think about it. When children lie, what do they often do? They look down, fidget, avoid your gaze. This is an instinctive reaction. They don't want to face the person they're deceiving. In adults, this can manifest as constantly looking away during a conversation, blinking excessively or avoiding eye contact altogether, turning their head while speaking, as if hoping to dodge confrontation. If you notice someone consistently breaking eye contact and answering direct questions, it could be a sign they're hiding something. But here's the twist. 2. The manipulators. On the opposite end, some liars stare too much. Instead of looking away, they maintain prolonged, unblinking eye contact, as if they're daring you to doubt them. This isn't confidence. This is control. A skilled manipulator knows that most people associate strong eye contact with honesty. So, they weaponize it. They stare deeply into your eyes, making you feel uneasy, forcing you to second-guess yourself. They might say things like, "Look at me, do I look like a liar? I swear on everything I love. I'm telling you the truth. Trust me." The goal? To overpower you emotionally. How do you protect yourself? Pay attention to inconsistencies. Someone avoiding eye contact or staring too intensely may not be lying, but if their story also has holes, contradictions, or missing details, be cautious. Look for other nonverbal cues. Fidgeting, sweating, or nervous hand movements can reinforce suspicion. Trust your instincts. If their behavior feels unnatural, listen to that inner warning. Dishonest people may try to manipulate your eyes, but your intuition sees the truth. They evade questions or overreact when confronted. Imagine this scenario. You casually ask your friend, "Where were you last night?" Instead of answering normally, they suddenly become defensive, their voice sharpens, their body tenses, and they snap back with something like, "Why are you even asking me that? I don't have to explain myself to you. You don't trust me." That's insulting. Or, on the other hand, they might completely dodge the question. They change the subject. They give vague, half-baked answers. They laugh it off like it's no big deal. This reaction isn't normal. It's a red flag. Why do dishonest people react this way? Because secrets breed fear. A person with nothing to hide has no reason to be defensive. But a liar? They feel threatened. If they overreact, they're trying to scare you off. If they avoid the question, they're buying time to make up a story. This is a classic deception tactic used by manipulators, narcissists, and even trained con artists. How to spot deception in real time? Ask direct but neutral questions. Instead of accusing, just observe their reaction. Watch for inconsistencies. If they give a vague answer, ask again later. If their story changes, they're lying. Stay calm. Don't let them gaslight you into feeling guilty for simply asking a question. The truth doesn't need defense. But a lie always needs protection. They don't keep other people's secrets. There's a simple yet powerful way to know whether someone is truly trustworthy. Observe how they talk about others. Have you ever met someone who constantly shares other people's secrets? Did you hear what happened to Sarah? She's getting a divorce, but don't tell anyone. I really shouldn't be saying this, but John is in huge financial trouble. These people act as if they're just sharing harmless gossip, but in reality, they're revealing things that were told to them in confidence. Here's the harsh truth. If they betray someone else's trust, they will betray yours too. Why do untrustworthy people do this? To gain attention and power. Information is currency. The more they know, the more valuable they feel. To manipulate others. If they spread secrets, they can influence how people see each other. To appear important. By being in the know, they make themselves look well-connected and influential. But there's a hidden danger here. A person who casually exposes others' private matters will, without a doubt, do the same to you when you're not around. How to protect yourself. Never share personal secrets with someone who gossips. Test their trustworthiness. Share a harmless, made-up detail and see if it spreads. If it does, you know they can't be trusted. Confront them if necessary. If someone repeatedly breaks confidence, set firm boundaries and distance yourself. Because in the end, true trust is proven by silence, not by words. They lack empathy. Imagine this, you're going through a difficult time. You open up to someone, maybe about losing a loved one, struggling at work, or feeling emotionally drained. But instead of listening, they immediately change the subject or dismiss your feelings. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, guess what happened to me yesterday? You're overthinking. Just move on. Everyone has problems. It's not a big deal. This is a classic sign of a person who lacks empathy. Why is a lack of empathy a red flag for dishonesty? Self-centered individuals don't value your emotions. To them, your struggles are insignificant unless it directly affects them. They see relationships as transactions. If they can't benefit from you emotionally, they simply don't care. They avoid emotional depth. Opening up means vulnerability, and dishonest people often resist true emotional connections. But here's the bigger issue: if someone cannot care about your emotions, can you trust them to care about your well-being? How to recognize these people? They rarely ask how you feel, unless they need something. They lack concern when you're in distress. They're quick to invalidate your emotions, making you feel like you're exaggerating. How to protect yourself? Stop expecting emotional support from them. If they don't care, don't waste energy trying to make them. Set boundaries. Keep the relationship transactional if necessary, but don't rely on them emotionally. Surround yourself with people who listen and care. True friends value your emotions and respect your struggles. Because in the end, if someone lacks empathy, they lack the foundation of trust. They only contact you when they need something. Think about this: you haven't heard from a particular friend in months. Then suddenly, they call. At first, you feel excited, maybe they missed you. But within minutes, the real reason appears. Hey, can you lend me some money? I really need a favor. Can you help? I'm in trouble. Can I crash at your place for a while? Sound familiar? If someone only reaches out when they need something, this is a clear red flag of an untrustworthy person. Why is this behavior a sign of dishonesty? They don't value you, only what you can provide. If they truly cared, they would check in when they didn't need anything. They manipulate relationships for personal gain. Friendship isn't a business transaction. Real connections go both ways. They make you feel disposable. You're not a priority, just a convenience. You might even notice patterns with these people. When you say no, they disappear, until the next time they need something. They never offer to help you in return. They make you feel guilty for not being there for them. How to deal with these people. Test the relationship. Next time they call, change the subject. See if they still want to talk. Say no without guilt. You are not a tool. Protect your time and energy. Invest in reciprocal relationships. True friends check in, celebrate your wins, and offer help without expecting anything in return. At the end of the day, people who only show up when they need something were never really there to begin with. They never take responsibility for their mistakes. Have you ever met someone who always has an excuse for everything? No matter what happens, it's never their fault. Imagine this scenario. They miss a deadline at work, the manager didn't remind me. They hurt your feelings, you're too sensitive. They get caught lying, I only did it because you forced me to. These people never take accountability. Instead, they shift the blame to someone else, circumstances, bad luck, or even you. Why is this a sign of dishonesty? They lack integrity. A trustworthy person admits when they're wrong. A dishonest person runs from the truth. They manipulate your perception. They make you question yourself, forcing you to take responsibility for their actions. They avoid consequences. Instead of learning from mistakes, they find ways to escape them. This behavior is common among narcissists, manipulators, and toxic individuals. Their goal is to protect their ego at all costs, even if it means throwing others under the bus. You might hear phrases like, "You're the one who started it. This wouldn't have happened if you had just listened to me. It's not my fault, why are you blaming me?" How to deal with them. Don't argue with them. They will never admit fault. Instead, focus on protecting your energy. Set clear boundaries. If they refuse to take responsibility, don't take responsibility for them. Hold them accountable. If they refuse to own up, remind them of the facts. Keep records if needed. At the end of the day, you cannot reason with someone who refuses to be honest with themselves. How to protect yourself from dishonest people. 1. Develop your intuition, 20 to 2200 hours. Have you ever met someone who seemed off, but you ignored your instincts, only to regret it later? Your gut feeling is one of the most powerful tools for detecting dishonesty. Think about this. A new colleague at work is overly charming but something about them makes you uneasy. A friend always seems to twist the truth, but you convince yourself they mean well. A business partner gives vague answers, yet you want to believe them. Each time, your intuition is warning you. Dishonest people rely on your doubt. They manipulate your logic so you dismiss what you feel. How to strengthen your intuition. Pause before reacting. If something feels wrong, don't rush to ignore it, analyze it. Look for patterns. If someone repeatedly makes you uncomfortable, don't call it a coincidence. Test their consistency. Ask subtle questions. A dishonest person will contradict themselves. Your intuition is your first line of defense. Trust it. Closing and call to action, 28:00, 30:00. You've made it to the end of this video. But let me ask you. Have you ever encountered someone like this? Someone who twists the truth? Who manipulates trust? Who makes you question your own reality? If so, you're not alone. We all have. Perhaps it was a friend who always had excuses. A boss who promised promotions that never came. A partner who made you feel guilty for questioning their lies. The truth is, dishonest people are everywhere. But now, you know how to spot them. So tell me, have you ever been deceived? Share your story in the comments below. Call to action. If this video helped you recognize the warning signs, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Hit the like button if you found this valuable. Subscribe for more psychological insights that protect and empower you. Share this video, because someone out there needs this information before it's too late. The world is full of deception. But armed with knowledge, you will never be an easy target. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp, stay safe, and trust wisely.